Hello everyone. How are you? Hope all is well with you all and you and your families are doing okay. Please remember, in all you do, try to stay strong and focused with a plan because it is so very easy, especially with social media, to get so distracted and get so caught up to a point where you can't even separate facts from fiction and then eventually lose the pathway to your plan. Especially if you are a person with low self esteem, you will most possibly be influenced by the populace, and generally, not because more people are accepting and saying the same thing on social media, it does not mean they are right. So you have to know, don't be distracted by the noise in the marketplace. Now, one of my driver at my workplace, have to give him his credit. He sent me a WhatsApp picture of a youth in the hospital. He was hooked up to all kinds of tubes going in and out of his body. The picture here, so I have to blur it out because YouTube get very touchy. I was in shock and asked him, "What is this?" When he explained, it's a relative of his. This youth from Demontown High School, only TWELVE years old, and that a student girl, FOURTEEN years old, did this to him. And this was way before it even hit the news. But I was so scared to put it out first. And the thing about it, it's a child as well. Oh gosh, that guy cried so much. The official police report is that Omar was attacked on East Queen Street by a girl from another school, and that area is downtown Kingston, and that the incident happened just after school let out around 3:20 p.m. where this girl used the tail comb. See it here? You see how it has the comb on one side and it has this nail-like tail, pointed and sharp definition. Definitely a takeout implement. However, she used it to inflict the fatal attack on Omar. He was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital where he was pronounced. Now the attacker is a student from Holy Trinity High School. She was arrested and taken into custody. Can you believe she's only FOURTEEN years old? These youths these days, they have so much issues going on. You see, Holy Trinity School has always been one of those questionable schools in the corporate era based on the kind of children that goes there. Don't know if it's the area it's in or what. Likewise, the same thing goes for Demontown High School. But I knew the powers that be has done a lot to help and to improve the image and quality of the school. So it's not the schools per se, because these schools get a lot of help, but it's the mindset of the children. Now, the unofficial report, or what you would call the word on the street, was that it is a regular squabble between rival schools when school lets out in the evening, when argument and argument get toxic, and the attacker, her friend gave her the comb and told her to use it on Omar, who is now deceased. To give her the benefit of the doubt, I don't think at their age she was expecting the fatality that happened. But it's evil to take that comb and think that it wasn't going to inflict some level of injuries. So guys, you see what happens here? Peer pressure, influence did that. Now this is the result. You know what? too much of our children goes out into this world and are expecting approval from people out there in society, meaning them peers, them friends. And as long as them friends approve of it, without even foreseeing the consequences, they get all caught up, and too late is the cry. On the same day, police was called to the Pembroke High School to calm a volatile escalating incident at the school, as one student was seen with a BLOODY face, as the police intervention was just in time to calm the situation from escalating, as cronies of the victims were gathering, and it could have been more devastating. On the same day, over in St. Mary, Oberlin High School, a student was attacked at the gate and had to be rushed to the hospital with a BLOODY face, attacked by students. I'm telling you guys, we are looking at a generation of vipers, as according to the Bible. But according to social norms, these are angry, hateful, bad-minded, social media influenced, mix-up, dramatic, socialized children. Just bear in mind, many of our children right now are being raised by social media. Take a look at what is going on social media. And if everything going on social media is to be played out in society, Lord help us. It's a dirty and nasty place, especially the Jamaican fraction. So now these children thinking war and strife is okay because the people who we say are influencers on social media are doing the same thing. Remember, as youths, them not stopping to think that even though they're worrying on social media, many of them are not in the same place where the next person is. They could be countries apart, but their display is rough, rugged, and totally disgusting, and the children are watching and emulating them. As long as we have these kinds of influences and parents not able or not trying hard enough to take control of what their children are a part of on social media, it all is going to play out into society. This is just the beginning. So this is not going to change anytime soon. Any change, it's going to be for the worse. Now, parents, many of you are failing your children miserably and deadly. I'm tired to tell you, this is your own faults. You are the reasons your children are like this. And you may say, oh, you can't control what your children see on social media because you're not beside them all the time because you have to go to work. No, if you set a certain standard from them growing up, certain things won't be entertaining to them on social media for them to emulate it or take it on seriously. Even though my children big, me not have to watch them, because I set a trend from the beginning. Certain things them not going to want to even watch on social media. All the dramas and tear down and degradation that go on social media. As big as there is, if them even pass and see it, they're saying like, oh my God. You get what I'm saying? They are not going to be emulating it because them already have a blockage or bill inside of them. So that is not normal way to be. So you parents, the work is on you to put in some things in the root to make sure everything that is thrown out there, your children don't readily accept it. Remember, these children were not asked to be born, we go for them and bringing them here. So it's on us to do the right thing. Now, what we are going to see happening, the real good parents that put in the work and are in the nurturing of the seedlings, the grooming and the molding of their children are going to get caught up in the mix, because their own children will have to be mingling and mixing in the schools with these sort of children, these wayward Lego beasts, run wild children. It's like you plant your garden, you put so much flowers and you all import your grass. And then one little bad weed just catch and it just run along and you have to end up out there. Either you weed it out yourself or you have to get somebody weed out the bad weed, so it not distract from the beauty of the grass. Well, I see them so in the schools. You have the good, decent children that went through the molding system from good parents, and them going to end up into this pool pot mix with these wayward children. Whenever get no grooming, that then just drop out and do them one thing. And the only thing you find yourself can do, you have to go to necessity. Imagine every time your child leave your home in the morning and go to school, it's only the grace of God when they come back home to you at the end of the day in one piece. You know how stressful that is? You as a parent constantly living in fear that there's a possibility that one day you could get a call from the police or the school that your child has been taken out by another student for no good reason. No reason that can be explained. There is nothing among children that proper communication could not deal with. Yes, I know many of you parents will not even try to understand what I'm saying. And you will say, where do I get off blaming parents? Hell yes, I blame you lot. I want you lot to bear in mind, beating and butter bruising children for them to do the right thing has never helped and will never help. That is not the way to go, because you'd have already groomed them the wrong way. So when you beat them and batter them, you only make them put up more resistance and take out them anger out the road. So buff and baffle have not worked either. Whatever you groom at your yard is what you put out in society. No child no born angry, bad mind, hateful, and indisciplined. It's learned from very early. Just like when a baby born, if you place him in China, Hong Kong, Italy, India, Pakistan, that's the language the baby will learn as they grow. Their learning process had already started in the belly, but from the moment they were born, they are learning, they are watching, and they are emulating the things you do. I remember when I had my first child, my beautiful baby girl, I was like making goo-goo sound. You know them little things you make when you pick up the baby and so on. And my dad said, cut that crap out. Speak to the child in proper words that the child will be learning early to speak. Even if you're saying words of fun and joke with the baby, speak proper words, that is whether English or whichever language you speak, so the child is learning as you go along, because she is listening and learning everything. Her process has started, though not manifested in her speech yet, but she's learning. And I never did that again. I said this to say, from the child born, They are listening, watching everything you do, and will do not what you are telling them to do, but will do what they see you are doing. Because many of you parents will say, I am a strong disciplinarian. I teach my children to do the right thing. I instruct my children the right way. And you really honestly believe that is enough. Yes, I know children don't come with a manual, but we have to learn along the way. No matter how dumb you are as a parent, there must be a plan in your mind of how you would like your child to be. Google it or try to get books and read. Those are motivational too. And there's many guidance there. The first book I got was The 5 Love Languages of Children. It is very good for parents to have. Worse if you have more than one child. Every child is different, and every child love language is different. Some of them have a little combination of two, but they're all different. All children now learn and understand and feel love the same way. You have to pay attention to your child and see how receptive they are to what, when, and where. Many of you, your lifestyles are displayed in front of your children, and you're rapping with your children like you and them are pari, and they are knowing all the illicit things you are doing. Sometimes you even incorporate them into it to tell all lies for you lot, and you're thinking that's not damaging. You're thinking that is not setting an example of how they are to be. Guess what? Because you told them to be different. Them not listen to nothing what you say. They want to do what you are doing because they're thinking it's most a reason why you do it. Why them can't do it too? The way most of you talk about people, even friends and family, in front of your children, your level of aggression, even in the home, your toxic behavior, even towards your children or people around you, how you deal with things, the words you speak out of your mouth towards even your own children and others. Yes, they are learning all that. Yet, when you step out as parents, you dress it up all prim and proper. Oh, I am a disciplined parent. I show my child love and I make sure I discipline my child. When before you dress it all up, your actions was totally the opposite. What I'm telling you guys is that your actions speak louder than your words. And it's not enough to be a strict disciplinarian only. You have to also act the part. You also have to have emotional empathy towards your children and show love and grace and let them understand you can make mistakes too. And it goes for all level of parents in the society. Even some parents that are Christians. Why I separate the Christian parents? You especially have to be especially different because you lot profess to have basically a telephone call to God anytime you want to. That's the impression you're giving your children. And you are all kind of warrior for God and go church Sunday to Sunday. You go every prayer meeting and sing for every choir. But if you are chat people and ignorant and bad mind and covet your neighbor, chat your church sisters and brother, yet your children have to fear to speak to you about anything and anything because guess what? You're a Christian, you don't speak about certain things. You're already setting a bad example. And them don't know say they can't come to you about anything that is going on with them. So, you know what is going to happen now? They are going to find someone out the street to talk to about any problems that they have. And the person who they are going to be speaking to may not necessarily give them the appropriate answer. Them going to get the wrong information. It would have been better if they were able to approach their parents and have a good conversation where they will get good responses to guide them. Because remember, children observe well, and they are seeing that you are not doing the things of God as you profess to be godly. Your children then are viewing doing wrongs as okay, because God is not that serious. Him cool with whatever you do. Just like how God cool with my parents, despite all that they are doing and still professing God, God, God. All they have to say when they do their wrongs is, Lord, forgive me. And that works every time. You ever really check the ratio of Christian parents' children? When they bad and most vicious. That's a price to know. These are the parents that go to church 365 days of the year and twice that most times. Personally, I said to myself when I heard of all these things happening in school, boy, if I had children going to school, I would just go to the ministry and get the school curriculum and try to teach them myself and make some arrangement that they can do them classes from home online. Because most definitely, the government alone can't manage this. And the police can't be there at all times. How am I going to stay at work and protect my picnic them at school? How am I going to be at work and able to protect my children while they're at school? I don't know. It's painful, man, and confusing bad. Yeah, I know teaching them at home would cost more, and many of us, based on our jobs, are not able to do that. Some parents are able to can do some work from home where they can assist them children with learning, but it's not all work you can do from home. It's a challenge. How are we going to keep our children safe in public spaces? I don't know. It's a challenge. I can say anything. I have no children in school right now. But anytime I become a grandmother, which I'm looking forward to, I definitely would offer my service to my children as a teacher to teach them from home. Because Lord knows, the schools ain't getting any better. Trust me. I got my full introduction when my children were going to school, and it was challenging because bad pitney has always been there. But this level that we have gone to, I would never believe in my wildest dreams that it would have gotten to this level, honestly. I'm afraid and frightened for the parents with children out there and the children themselves, especially the ones them where they're not bad. But you know, sometimes you have the bullies that will take set on them. Oh gosh, how them get you each day. My heart goes out to all the parents, as none of you deserve to be burying your children. That was not how it was meant to be. That is not the order of things, you know. Parents, bear in mind, it's not business and work as usual when dealing with this generation. It takes work. You have to put in the work to get the best results. Parents, you have to open your mind and your heart to deal with these children. Make them know that you welcome them, you love them, and you want to understand what is going on with them. So as soon as something is going on, you can find a way to nip it in the bud before it escalates to situations like this. I so love children, but I'm so scared for them lot. Anyway, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.